following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Good morning, Vietnam!
It's time to BS.
Oh crap, it's Tuesday. How you guys doing? Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, to the Department of BS. From the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York, my name is Staniel Smooth, and this is the Staniel Smooth Show, solo podcast I do every now and then, with yours truly, me. Hello, world on the camera. How are you today? You can follow the show on wherever you get your podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Belly Up Sports, and BellyUpMedia.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Staniel Smooth and at Time to BS Podcast. Instagram, same thing, and TikTok for more clips of the show at Staniel Smooth. It is Tuesday, as I mentioned before, and 5 years ago, unfortunately, the world was shut down. Just going to get right into it. Because one of the perks that I like to do about this particular program, on all of the shows that I do, is I just like to, bam, get into it. 5 years ago, the world was shut down. For those who don't already know, if you lived under a rock, whatever, I'll introduce you to some information. This is chapstick. Fuck off, people. The COVID-19 pandemic just put the world into frenzy and bullshit and chaos and anarchy. Stuff. And during that time, the world got increasingly more sensitized, whatever. But I guess you could call it this is a particular time where the toxicity of social media, or the uncomfortable nature of toxicity in a lot of people, started to breach out into the world. But I remember this clear as fucking day. I was at a previous employer, and most of us at that company were laid off. And within days after the layoffs, sports canceled, the world was shut down. We were all instructed to stay inside and just essentially do nothing. And, you know, there's a lot of question marks whether or not it was staged or a scam or whatever. You can put your tinfoil caps on all you want. That's your decision to do. I don't give a crap what you decide to do with your tinfoil cappiness. But I'm not going to say whether I believe it was a conspiracy or a scam or whatnot, because that's not what we do here. We don't discuss conspiracy theories here. What? What kind of person do you think I am, Alex Jones? No. It's not who I am. I'm just some dude behind a microphone that likes to talk crap. And by the way, there's a donut behind me, for those watching on YouTube. Hello, Donut. She's a delightful agent of chaos of a kitty. The pandemic itself lasted for 2.5, 3 years-ish? It was crazy. It was insane, you know? Movie theaters were shut down. Just grocery stores were, curbside delivery. Couldn't get a TV unless it was from Amazon or some shit. Amazon really just took off. Really did. And I think it also really opened our eyes in one way or another, depending on who you ask. But enough talk. Let us get to more bullshit, shall we? Because I can pretty much guarantee that there's a few people of you that are just, looking at this show and going,
What the hell was that?
like, who is this guy? Who's this fucking guy? Just
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
like seriously, who the fuck starts a conversation? Who starts a podcast with conspiracy theories? Who am I, Alex Jones? No. I've said that joke already. It's not good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I kind of do. You signed up for this, people. You did. You signed up for this crap. And this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. In the sports news department, I'm wearing a particular team on YouTube. Seattle Seahawks, my football team. Tattoo. Bam. Cheat code. So, Hawks made a couple moves. One of them was, I think we all assumed that this trade was incoming for about a year or so, depending on who you ask. If you were to go down the figurative rabbit hole of stupidity about this trade, first of all, context is here. DK Metcalf was traded from the Seahawks to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second-round pick. Now, in hindsight, being what it is, 2020, the Hawks probably could have gotten a first-round pick and then some. But then they looked at the Deebo Samuel trade from the Niners and they said, shit. And because Deebo got traded for a fifth-round pick by the Commanders. So, to be fair, also, Pittsburgh signed into a 5-year extension, $150 million, $30 million per year. So, good for you, DK. At first, I was blatantly annoyed that the Hawks couldn't get at least a first-round pick for this guy. But then again, the more and more I go down this idea sphere or idea, whirlpool, a lot of fans are asking this question. Is it finally time for a Seahawks rebuild? Now, I counter that argument by saying, who rebuilds after 10 wins? What kind of psychopath rebuilds a team after a 10-win season? Oh, what about San Francisco? Because, the Niners the 49ers are in a really bad spot. Because they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy, they're going to have to pay Brandon Ayuk, they're paying Brandon Ayuk, they're paying Nick Bosa. The Brock Purdy contract I just mentioned beforehand is going to be astronomically massive. And, the Rams are getting better, the Cardinals are getting better, and the Seahawks are going to get better. So why the hell would you rebuild a team after a 10-win season? Huh? Again, what kind of psychopath do you think they are? John Schneider is not a dumbass. He can be when it comes to, picking offensive linemen in free agency. But at the same point, we're just fans. We don't make these decisions. If we did, I guarantee you we'd mess it up. We probably would. Because at the end of the day, we're not getting paid millions and millions of dollars to run a football team. We're just fans, okay? We can have our opinions on what the Seahawks should have done or should do. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter because we're not making these decisions. So, in retrospect, our opinions do not fucking matter. Now, on the case of the Metcalf trade, I, for one, was all for it if you were going to get a decent return. They kind of did because Pittsburgh traded their second-round pick. Now the Hawks own 3 picks in the top 52. And 13 picks total as of 2 hours ago. Because of the compensatory pick system, they were awarded 3 more picks. So they went from 8 picks to 10 and now to 13. So they have plenty of fucking ammunition to work with. So, yay, stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited for the possibility of the Seahawks to really do some good shit. Now, in the other news, in the Seahawks side, Jesus, quick voice crack there. The Hawks also announced they have signed Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal worth $100 million and a half. $100.5 million. That is the confirmed contract. What a fucking steal. Steal? What are you talking about? That's not a steal of a contract. That's bullshit. Because Sam Darnold is an average quarterback. Why, thank you, random citizen. You are correct. Sam Darnold is, by the definition of average, he's average. Now, which Sam Darnold are you going to get? Are you going to get Sam Darnold throughout the majority of his career, which has been average? Or are you going to get Viking Sam Darnold, who threw the piss out of the football and bombs to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and so forth? Fuck it, throw darts at a board and see what sticks. A lot of sports experts or podcasting experts will say that this is a stupid idea. Why would you trade Geno Smith for Sam Darnold? 2 reasons. 1, Sam Darnold's 7 years younger than Geno Smith. Darnold is 27. Number 2, Geno Smith was commanding $40 to $50 million a year from the Seahawks. Proceeds to get traded to the Raiders. For a 3rd-round pick, by the way. Sam Darnold is getting $30-ish million a season from Seattle. They're in a run-first offense with Clint Kubiak, new offensive coordinator. And they're probably going to go a wide receiver by committee type of system. You've heard of running back by committee? I introduce you to wide receiver by committee. Same shit. Different ideas. But it's the same shit. On the optimism meter, I am at a 7. Scale 1 to 10. I think this is a great move. Overall. Could they have gotten better? Could they make it a 4-year contract for Darnold? Probably. But I think this is more of a, hey, it's a little bit of a risk because Sam Darnold, for the majority of his career, has been average. He's been average. He's been average to below average-ish. You know? He's not a great quarterback, but he threw the piss out of the ball with Minnesota last season. Now, if you're judging Sam Darnold based off a 15 or 16 game sample size, not including his last 2 games of his Vikings tenure aside, he played really well for Minnesota. But again, let's also pump the brakes, people, and hop off the rebuild train because it ain't happening. This team won 10 games in 2024, Seattle. Why the fuck would they rebuild? Why? Actually, why? Sometimes I really hate Twitter. Sometimes I really, really do hate Twitter. But at the same point, I generally don't mind it. But all I want is, honest to God, just consistently more chaos. Because that's where I'm at this point. I just want chaos, anarchy, and a little bit of stupidity in that front. But I'm an agent of chaos. I want all of these things. You know? As much as I would want my teams to succeed, which I do, I also want some of them to fail. We'll get to that in a second. But it's come to that time of the show where we must pay the bills, unfortunately. So, with that being said, we'll be right back after a word from our friends over Righteous Felon Beef Jerky. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon Jerky.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Staniel Show. Over the weekend, it is first of all, it's Tuesday, March 11th, a day after Mario Day. AEW had a big pay-per-view, I guess you can call it. It's their, number 3 pay-per-view on the entire calendar. Aside from All In and Double or Nothing, this is probably their 3 or 4 pay-per-view on this regard in terms of the ranking system. Full Gear's in there somewhere. AEW consistently puts out shit weekly shows on Dynamite and Collision. But the pay-per-views, for some fucking reason, turn out to be mostly good. Mostly good. I'm not a wrestling savant at all. I really do swear to God, I will get my Bible right now. Swear to God, I want AEW to do well. I do. However, they consistently shoot themselves in the foot that make it harder and harder to defend them each and every time I watch this crap. And I've seen some really bad shit. Really bad shit. Do we need to go further down the 2010s of WWE? Or Vince Russo's entire writing career? A lot of the shit that AEW does is very Vince Russo-esque. And that's sad. That's really sad. But over the weekend, AEW Revolution pay-per-view was live from Los Angeles, California. Somewhat of a full house. Almost a full house, completely in LA. I'll just get into it right out of the gate. Jon Moxley versus Edge, or Cope, whoever the fuck you want to call him at this point, was, good God help me. That was such a bad match. It was the main event of the whole event, and of the whole pay-per-view, and it was so ungodly bad. I swear to God, I will give Moxley credit, though. If Jon Moxley were in ECW in the late 90s, that man would thrive. I'm not kidding. And Cope needs to fucking retire. 'Cause good God, this is bad. I understand you're protecting your surgically repaired neck. I get it. I completely get it. But good fucking Lord, man. Just... And then you got to throw Christian Cage in there, who, by the way, has gotten better and better and better since coming back to pro wrestling. Good for him, though. Good for him. We like these things, right? These are good things? Right? No? I don't have a thumbs up button anywhere. I gotta find it. I gotta find something, but this is all I have.
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
That meme comes in clutch every now and then. On a side note, Mariah May and Toni Storm and the Hollywood ending match, I would love 5 more of those, please. That was fantastic. A little bit too much blood for my taste, but that's just me. My personal opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. I would love 5 more of those matches, please. I want all of the chaos. I want all of the stupidity. I want all of it. In that case, that was just chaos. pure chaos. But it was good chaos, you know? It's not like, no selling 17 Canadian destroyers chaos. It's, oh my god, this is actually a great fucking match with good storytelling. Uncle Dave Meltzer is not up your ass about the stars and stuff like that. This was a world title match against the student and the teacher. The former champion versus the current champion, Tony Storm. And this was fucking great. And the ending, top tier shit. Top tier shit. Anyway, I have an honest to God discussion I want to talk about here before we go to break. MJF. What happened? Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the former AEW World Champion, went from the top star, or technically one of the top stars in the company in the last 5 years, to, oh my fucking god, this guy is wrestling Hangman Adam Page in probably an unsanctioned match. Now, at the same pure fucking point, Hangman is not bad. Could be a lot better. Not bad. Again, I'm not a pro wrestling savant. I'm just a dude behind a microphone trying to get my opinion on certain shit. But MJF's aura, or as the kids say it, is almost completely gone. I can't take him seriously anymore. And by the way, change the fucking haircut, bro. You're a Long Island guy. I love me some Long Island representatives in the wrestling field. Some of you need to go the fuck away. Matt Cardona. And I think MJF, if given the right circumstances, can be a multi-time world champion. He's not going to be multi-time world champion in AEW. He might be, but he might not. There is more likely of a chance that he's not going to be a top-tier superstar in AEW, which is a damn shame. Because I genuinely love MJF. He is as good of a heel in terms of that type of style of pro wrestling that I've seen in a long damn time. Probably Bobby Roode in TNA. Levels of dickheadery. I love all of it. I love all of this. I fucking love this shit, man. We're gonna go to break We're gonna go to break again because, as I said before, this show isn't free. So, that being said, it's quick. Thankfully, these ads are relatively quick, but I just gotta get them out of there. So, I apologize for those listening and for those watching, but I got bills to pay, dude. Come on. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Welcome back. More shit. Yankees. It was announced last night, as of recording, that Yankees ace Garrett Cole to be shut down for the season with Tommy John surgery. I mentioned earlier how I want one of my teams to lose. This is that team. Oh shit, I love this. I don't love the fact he's getting surgery. God help me, no. I love the fact how the so-called loyal Yankee fan base and very optimistic Yankee fan base is throwing sand against the brick wall out of anger and frustration. Because at the same fucking point, Yankees management got themselves into this mess. They flat out did. Brian Cashman, who I have said on this show numerous times, either on this show or Time to BS or other programs, that Brian Cashman needs to be fired. Brian Cashman, straight up, needs to be fired. This is a man who has been the Yankees general manager since 1997. 97? 96? Somewhere late 90s, whatever. Since then, he has gone big game hunting every fucking time. And the last 10 years, big game hunting has not worked out. It hasn't. Garrett Cole is one of many examples. Granted, did win a Cy Young, but still he's one of many examples to the reason why the Yankees front office management just sucks complete ass. Joey Gallo. Need I say more? Giancarlo Stanton has been up and down his entire Yankee tenure. Okay, Anthony Rizzo has legs of steel for 2 years. DJ LeMahieu fell off the map. You can say the one benefit of this entire thing has, honest to God, been Aaron Judge. You can't even say Juan Soto because that was one season of good hitting. But a lot of fans would say the Yankees are still a good team. You know, if you were to ask me a month ago, I would say, sure, they're fine. They're not going to win 100 games, but they're going to be fine. I mean, the Red Sox are better. The Blue Jays are okay. The Orioles might be the best team in the American League East. They're really good. But where do I believe the Yankees' problem lies? It's still with Brian Cashman, who, if Brian Cashman were on, let's say, I don't know, Tampa, the Tampa Bay Rays, he'd be fired. Absolutely. But because he has the Yankees blood contract, where he has George Steinbrenner's blessing to do everything and anything he wants, with zero consequences apparently, he gets to stay for 25 years. It is insane how this guy gets paid $7 million or something a year to basically fuck off. And yeah, if you're lucky, you win 100 games if you're 105 games if you're the Yankees. But then you're so dang flawed everywhere else. It's like, what the fuck was the point of winning 100 plus games? And Garrett Cole is just a microcosm to an even greater problem. New York is top heavy. They are very much top heavy. It's Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and that's it. That's it. That's literally it. You have barely any top prospects coming up. You're lucky if Spencer Jones plays this year. Everyone else is kind of the same. A majority of the players bat under 240. Granted, they'll hit 1,000 home runs. But for what? Like, baseball today has become a home run league. And it infuriates the crap out of, like, old school fans. and old school ways of winning and old school ways of baseball have just been deteriorated. And another thing that people don't want to have this fucking discussion about is no one wants to play here anymore. No one. Yeah, you can get a shitload of money, but you're going to get ripped apart by the New York media if you keep losing. Ripped apart. Go play for the Dodgers. Go play for, the Marlins. Bad example. But, like, warmer shit. Texas. Houston, to a degree. Oh! Breaking news in the Department of BS. Hold on. Breaking news. Bullshit. Where is... Joey Bosa, 2 years. And 1 year, $12.6 million deal. Joey Bosa has signed with the Buffalo Bills. Oh! That's a good fucking move. That is a really good move. Fantastic. Just texting Kyle. Feel like Joey Bosa, Bills. Fantastic. Oh, that's good news. So, I don't know, just pissed off at the fucking Yankees. Because I'm a Yankee fan through and through, but come on, man. Like, they need to rebuild the whole team. They need to rebuild everything. They fucking honest to God do. I do want to talk about free agency. But I want to talk about something else. Do you guys remember, like, when movie theaters were fucking great? Like, you remember that shit? You remember when, like, you could go to a movie theater and it was, like, $7 a ticket? And you could go, get a large popcorn for, like, $5 or, like, $3. And a soda for, like, $3 also. A couple more snacks. That's all you fucking needed was, like, a jumbo popcorn and a large drink. And then you're good for 2 hours. It's fucking awesome. We have this one theater near me where I am. Sayville Cinemas. Over in Sayville, New York, here on Long Island. And I swear to God, that theater has not changed. I swear to God. It has always remained the same, which is like, hey, we'll pay $5, $7 a ticket. $5 for a jumbo popcorn with a free refill. $3 for a large drink with a free refill. It was fucking awesome. It was great. And in the previous discussion, I talked about COVID and like the pandemic and how it like shut down businesses. It also accelerated the whole streaming, bullshit and killed cable essentially. I loved going to the movie theaters. I loved it. And I would genuinely enjoy just go to a movie theater, just fucking around, having a good time, enjoying a good movie. I remember me and my best friend Lewis, we went to go see How to Train Your Dragon when it first came out, 2009. And it was I left that theater like, holy shit, that was a great fucking movie. And the experience of theaters is like, it just hits you differently when you're younger and you go to a theater and you could just go, that's a good fucking movie. I can't wait till it comes out on DVD in 3 months or 5 months or whatever the fuck. Now it's like, oh, it's on streaming in 2 weeks. What the fuck was the point then? And as much as I would love for theaters to come back better than ever, I don't think it's going to come back anytime soon. Which sucks because I genuinely love the mystique of movie theaters. I love it. Fucking absolutely love it. Wow. Joey Bosa to the Bills. Holy shit. But I don't know. I look back and I go, damn. Movie theaters were fucking great. They really were. It was so nice to go to a good theater and just have a good time, get some popcorn, get a good drink, take a date out. Was your guy, girl, whatever the fuck, and then just good movie. Good movies, you know? Also, the Islanders suck, which is nothing new. That's nothing new at this point. I think we've come to that point where the show we stalled. But that's okay. Because you came here, you sat, we talked, we had a good time. So, final thoughts. I generally do want... It's not that I want this. You know, I think life as a whole has gotten way too toxic. Everything as a whole is opinionated. Where it's like, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. Or you're a bad person. Or you're racist. Or you're sexist. Or homophobic. It's like, who the fuck cares? I've always tried to live by this mindset of, if you're a good person, that is all I care about. If you're a good person, that is all I care about. I don't give a shit about, you know, who you slept with, your race, ethics, bullshit, religions, creeds, gender, don't give a fuck. If you're a good person, that's all it should matter. That's all it should matter. But now it's like everything is politicized. And it's a shame because you can't have a normal conversation with anyone without it being ridiculed or politicized or something like that. And it sucks. You know? It makes you want to build a time machine and go back in time to 2004 or 2011 when life was simple. But now it's just, kill me, please, help. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of the Staniel Smooth Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, at Time to BS Podcast and at Staniel Smooth, and on TikTok at Staniel Smooth for clips of the show. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do stuff, whatever. I don't care. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Staniel Smooth. This has been the Staniel Smooth Show, part of the Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media Networks. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely and rather cool-ish Long Island, New York. And I will see you all in this life and most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone.